Hi, I'm Luke Servelt. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Gaffer. So we're here today in two different rooms, ballrooms, and we've kind of changed up the look. We're shooting NHL players that are here for the All-Star game, and so they're having a chat here in this room. And so the wide shot, where this camera is pointing, is getting the two shot, and it's actually on a rail dolly, on a passport dolly. And then we've got the single on our interviewee, and that's a fixed setup. Different from our other room, where we've got the main camera, which is a little bit wider on our subject, and then we have a slider, just a rail dolly, Dana dolly, and that's on a tight. They're similar in that we've got lights in the background, twinkly warm lights in the background, because we don't really have any kind of set per se. We're in two sort of bland ballrooms, and we wanted to give it a little bit of interest. Anyway, so here we're doing a little far side key. We've got two Select 31s, and they're on double stand menace arms. We're using the new panel stand as the main stand, just crank it up, and then we're holding it in the back instead of doing it with a ratchet strap, where we've got just a junior stand there with a lollipop. Then we tie it off just so it doesn't go for a little ride. And then we have a little Celeb 850 that's coming in as a little fill on the front. As you can see, we've got the snap grids, I like to say soft crates, on our two Select 31s. And if you look from the vantage point of this person, they're getting this light nice and full, and you can hardly see the front of the light because of the snap grid. So it's like having black wrap on there, but it's ever so tighter, that it keeps this light generally off of this person, maybe a little bit of a backlight, which is nice, but it's acting as that key light. Then in the back, we've got some string lights. So we've got two different types, and we're stringing them, like it was a backyard. This is actually a kind of a boring looking ballroom, but we've got black curtain all around. And yeah, so just a nice look. In here, we've got the key is S60 through an octabank, a 5-foot octabank. And it also has 2 layers of diffusion and a snap grid. And then we've got 3x3 Aladdin come back as a scratch. And then of course these lights in behind are giving some backlights, some scratch as well, and they're aiming right into the lens. So we've got 2 dados, 2 LED dados, and 2 daylight HDs, and a 1K baby tungsten. So that's the only tungsten unit here. And then you'll also see that on the slider, we're coming through some wine glasses. We basically built a black box. It's just black curtain, 12 by curtain, and a 12 by 20 curtain, and that provides the setting for this sort of intimate, warm, comfortable feeling. So just a simple setup, 2-camera interview. We're working for Scott Phelps, DP, and a bunch of other folks that are manning the cameras, and a great crew. So we're having fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. So this is what was going on in another ballroom nearby. 2-person interview, long lens, 2-point lighting, key and a fill, and then a background light. Just a very different approach. Then on another day, still part of the All-Star weekend, I got hired by a completely different company to set up 2 looks in one ballroom. We had the interview against the black curtain. We approached the lighting of the interview a little differently. It's sort of a far side key. We have an 850 Celeb frame left here, and then you see there's a Select 31 coming up and over for the other side of the key, and then a fill with another Select 31. The interview setup was a little odd. It was 2 cameras. One was kind of on a tight,
of either person. And then another was kind of a walking camera and constantly moving. So there needed to be a fair amount of the black background. And we just didn't quite have the time or the personnel or the space to set up a far side key look that was more optimum. But it worked. And then on the other side of the room, we did portraits against green screen.